to the District of Unity podcast. Today, we are talking about LGBTQ versus the church versus Jesus. Um, there's a lot of things that's been going on in the last 50 years with the gay movement. One of the things were their right to be able to be gay and to have relationships and to get married to their partners. And you go from that point where they were being called the F word, the D word, for the females. And then you had people that started to transition. They didn't know whether or not at that time, and of course it's an individual thing, whether or not they wanted to be a man, whether they wanted to be a woman, whether they wanted to be a little bit of both. Now, you fast forward to now, and abortion is part of this too, because you've had some issues that has come up with this open sexual revolution that happened in, from the late 50s through the 60s. Then drugs became a part of it. And abortion, instead of it being something where the mother's in trouble, the baby's in trouble, or something like that, it became more of a contraceptive type measure than actual what it should be for. Could I be wrong about that? Absolutely. You can comment below about that. And then, of course, you had other contraceptions where the guy's wearing a rubber, the woman wears a patch, the woman takes a pill. I had two sisters that passed away because of that damn pill, because they had blood clots. Both of them died the same way. A blood clot in their leg took them out. It went to their heart on one, went to the lung on the other, and it took them out. Now, as in terms of the church, and I'm just teeing this up for the conversation. You had a lot of churches back in the 70s, especially the 70s, when you had a lot of televangelism, where they used to do the hellfire and brimstone type speech, like, if you don't do this, you're going to hell. If you do this, you're going to hell.
Basically a religious cult version of what Christianity is not supposed to be.
Exactly. You had a lot of that going on in the 70s and the 80s. And then what took down a lot of those ministers were their scandals when they went out and got prostitutes, when they showed that they were human. Instead of trying to come off like they're a perfect being and intimidating people to go to the church, really, they was intimidating people to send money to their church, really. You got to tithe to the church, you have to do this. So there's, on both sides, there's a lot of hypocrisy that's happening there. There's a lot of stuff that you hear that is like, that doesn't sound right, but they're doing this. And then you have some people that live it, they don't feel right, but they're doing it. So what the hell is going on when you're talking about communities like that? Do I believe that they have the right to be who they are and do what they do? Yeah, we're in America. We're run by men. We're run by women. Okay?
We're also being ran by people who lack the maturity to deal with stressful, frustrating, or confucious situations.
And see, I'm an idiot because I'm going to tell you, this is Brandon again. You loved him from the last video. You're going to love him even more with this video. So, we have to get that out the way because, I get to talking and I'll get lost in the sauces, they used to say back in the day. But I'm teeing it up because I want to hear the hypocrisy. But then there's also a measure of free will. Yeah, you can do it, but there's consequences to what you do.
And I'm going to get into that. When it comes to the consequences stuff, that's something that you have to deal with yourself. It shouldn't be upon what anybody else You know, it's okay to fight for the right to want to have the freedom to live the lifestyle that you want. It's another if you're pushing it to be a political propaganda. If you're pushing it to forcing other people to believe what you want to believe in, and that's wrong.
And that's why I took the church and then I took the LGBTQ community, because they're acting one of the same.
And with that said, this whole movement, you know, there's some of it that had pure intentions, but there's a lot of it that's not, if you know where I'm going with this. Now, where I'm going with this is that now this is where the part you're getting children involved, and that is something that is definitely not okay. Because these children are innocent. These children are not supposed to be confused. They're supposed to enjoy their, having a childhood. They're supposed to enjoy, going outside, playing some football. It doesn't matter what gender or what freaking color you are. See, this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to that, you got so many people that are focused on political wars. You got so many people that are turning their personal wars into political wars that it's affecting. You're forcing it onto other people. You're doing it the way how religions are doing it. You're doing it the way how other religions are doing it. And it's wrong. Religion corrupts. Religion is what corrupts people. Just as much politics. Politics and religion do not go to... They should not be together.
And regardless of what they say about how the Constitution was written, it was written... They say it's based from the Bible. Yes, it may have been based from the Bible. But again... man's government and God's government, those are two different things, regardless of what religion you are. Okay? I'm gonna put that out there.
And I'm gonna get into that a little bit if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
So biblically, marriage is meant for a man and a woman. A man and a woman. Just like in the beginning, it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Okay? Stay with me on here. Stay with me. The thing about it is that you got a lot of these LGBTQ people that think, oh, it's easy to be a man. Oh, it's not that hard to be a woman. Oh, it's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to do both. Okay. Well, let's get into it statistically, right? Because I was watching this, it was a YouTube video or something about this transgender person coming out saying that how it affected his health or his or her health drastically. And I mean in the most worst way. So you got these doctors and stuff that you have to pay thousands of freaking money for just to get the surgery, right? But they don't care about your health. All they care about is that money. They're doing it for the political propaganda. They're doing it because they know they're getting a lot more profit for it. So with that said, they don't care about what that drugs or stuff does to you afterwards. They only care about doing it and then getting the money. That's all. They're doing it for the paycheck. They don't care about you. That no matter what they say, they're doing it for themselves. And I'm again because again, that person that was on that video explaining their experience with it. I think she had the shots, and it showed his or her arm, literally, like, looks like it was about to it caught something from it, or like it looked very in bad shape. So with that said, it's showing it how doing that, trying to rewrite your genetic code the way how God designed you is morally wrong. It's morally wrong. It's okay to be confused. There's nothing wrong with being confused. But it's another if you're choosing to act upon the choices of doing something that's going to drastically not only impact you, but it impacts everybody around you. And with that said, what these people are not taking in is that the choices that you make has a catastrophic effect, not only on other people but yourself. And the more you damage yourself, the more you're going to become more confused. The more you're going to fall into that more. You're I want this. You're going to go into, I'm going to drink my sorrows away. I'm going to do that. You want to do anything that you can to make sure that you feel that temporary happiness of satisfaction about where you're at when you never will. The temporary happiness will be there, but you're never going to find pure joy. And that is where the LGBTQ is getting it all mixed up. They're saying that love is love when no, it's not. Because if love is that simple, then why aren't they showing that unconditional love to like that Christ is about? See, now this is what I'm getting with it. Love is so unconditional and self-sacrificing. People don't even begin to fathom what it's like to be one gender or the other, because we're not supposed to understand. We're not supposed to understand. Me as a man, and he can agree with me on this, we're not supposed to understand how women are. We're not.
Exactly.
We just got to understand that, hey, God created them because, dang, they are beautiful. God created women to be so beautiful. That's why they're the closest hearts to God, to the man upstairs. But us men, we're created as the image. So we have the physical attributes of God.
Women are so beautiful that even the angels themselves, the watchers, that came down and had sex with them. So
that's where the fallen angels created the giants, and that's how it happened. Yeah. But again, it's because of those angels that fallen and chosen that, they had to pay the ultimate punishment by staying on it. They couldn't go back up. That's what the problem with when you're choosing this. Okay, you choosing this lifestyle is going against God's will, regardless. No matter how many ways you can try to get around it, there's no getting around it. There's no getting through it. Just like God's word is just. If you're not for Him, you are against Him. That is the choice that you have to make. It's like the Matrix, the red or the blue pill. Your choice. You already know what choices you're going to make. The choice is the illusion. It's your choice. You know what you're going to do. So if you know what you're going to do, don't be confused about it.
So then, let me ask you, and you brought this up, what is it about the church that makes, not necessarily a church, but religion that's hypocritical that you was about to expound on?
Okay, so what I mean by religion corrupts, you got so many of them that are forcing people to live a certain lifestyle that we are designed to fail. When God gave who was the person that God gave the Ten Commandments to? Was it
talking about Moses?
Moses, thank you. Yes, Moses was given the 10 Commandments, and those 10 Commandments were created for us to follow. Yes, we're designed to fail, but that's not our ticket to heaven. It's not. The true ticket to heaven is accepting Jesus into your life, accepting Jesus for who He is, and for what He has done for all of us, and just talk to Him like we're talking right now, like we're conversing. Converse to Him like He's your best friend. Converse to Him like He's He's literally the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit all in one. So with that said, He just wants you to accept Him the way how we would be wanted to be accepted by Him. Not when we're perfect. Not when we're already there. No. He wants to accept us at our lowest. He's there for us at our lowest. He's there when you're not even realizing it, that He's there. And the fact that is that you want to be confused about something that you cannot see, taste, touch, or feel, or smell. Just because you're confused by it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's okay to be confused, because I was confused at it at first when everybody was confused. Everybody is like, at each stage of life that they get older and stuff and you mature, it restructures the way how you think.
Yeah.
So with that said, but it doesn't mean that you have to allow that to change your lifestyle.
Right.
The only way how you want to change your lifestyle, the way how it, to where it's best for you, is the way how you just got to talk to God and ask Him what is He wants for you, or what is His plans. It's okay to ask God those questions. People think that it's not okay to ask. See, that's where religion kills. Oh, why are you asking God this? You're not supposed to question God. Oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm not questioning His power. Matter of fact, I even have a testimony about that to where God has shown me his power. But that's for another one. But right now, that is where it's not. I don't think it's more or less of like, yeah, the general perspective of it is LGBTQ versus the church, but really I think it's religion.
Yeah.
Versus.
Yeah. I mean,
the
I
church.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because religion kills, and it's showing it.
Well, see,
and this is where I'm gonna get into it. You got so many people that are, when they go to church, you know, they could be at the church their whole lives, but still not know Jesus.
Exactly.
You see where I'm going with this? You could be raised in the church, but if you're not raised in Jesus, then
that's where I was going to get to.
You're gonna fall.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna fall, and it's okay. We're designed to fail, but it's what you do after that. It's the action that you take after that. It's the self recognition, and you gotta humble your pride, humble your ego, because those are sins as well that we carry. Y'all don't understand. It's been going on for ages. People are like this is new. We inherit the sinful acts, the sinful weeds that came from Adam and Eve. We inherit that. But guess what also we inherit? The fact that Jesus died on the cross for us and we're washed by his blood. So what does that tell you? We have a chance that we get to go to heaven. And the fact is that all Jesus asked for, all God asked for was really a relationship with him. Just like how we have a relationship with each other. And you want to deny that just because a person, a follower that they say that they're a follower of the church or a follower of God, don't allow someone else to ruin the image of God.
So you just tied two things together that both sides have an issue with.
Yeah.
Because the church does a lot of pride. You know,
yep,
religion itself.
Yep, the religion itself creates that self-pride that, oh, I'm better than you. Oh, right. I'm better than that sin. I'm better than that. Oh, yeah, this is the true way. Yeah. No.
Right.
That is bashful. Now you're forcing. That's what we call forcing that religion onto somebody else.
And you see that in the LGBT.
And you see that in LGBTQ. So you see where this is going.
And what month is this?
It's religion reacting to. It's religion reacting to religion.
So this is June. What do they call this month?
Pride Month. See, and I don't celebrate it. Me personally, I don't. But am I gonna sit here and hate people on it? No. Why? Because we're all human. I made my mistake. I'm still making mistakes. I'm still fighting through my personal battles that I'm going through. But you know what? I'm still here and I'm still swinging.
Right.
I'm still pulling my punches, and that's what people gotta understand about being a man and being a woman. You cannot explain it. It's unexplainable, and it's okay. Because there's even I don't know if you heard this song by Dax called "To Be a Man."
I haven't.
I'm hoping on one of these lives I'm able to play it, because in that song, he literally goes into depth about the actions and stuff and what we do mentally to make sure that we protect not only ourselves but to protect the ones that we love. And to be a man is just as hard as being a woman. Yeah, see, that's what the people are misinterpreting here about the LGBTQ. Is that you want to make it seem like where everything is easy. You want to make it seem like, well, yeah, everything's positive, everything's this. No, it's not. It's a freaking masquerade that you're putting on yourself. It's makeup. You're putting on makeup. You're playing dress up. You're playing dress up. You're hiding what God has truly created for you. That is what's wrong.
And see, a lot of the stuff with that community, I always feel like this. If I'm in a relationship with whatever woman I'm in a relationship with, it's about me and her. I don't care what the masses think about what I'm dealing with in front of me. But it's amazing to me how, and this is when it started, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, when somebody came out the closet and people had to celebrate. It's like, oh, congratulations and all this. First of all, let me turn this around for y'all. Even heterosexual couples, I don't celebrate. So why would I celebrate any other couple?
And I'm gonna chime in a little something right there.
Go for it.
Just because someone came out the closet, that doesn't mean it's a good thing. Just like how if I came out saying that, oh, I love women. Good, terrific. You're a normal guy. Congratulations. And we don't give as much respect as regular men alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that women do either, because women have their own battles too. But don't make it seem like all men are the same, because we're not. And vice versa. Men, stop thinking that all women are the same. And that is where you know, I'm gonna speak about one person that is well known for this, Andrew Tate.
Okay.
Andrew Tate. I respect the man. Almost everything that he says is true, except for one thing: his view on women. That is wrong. You can't say that all women are the same when they're not. Yes, the Matrix is a setup to where it designs people to be the same. Now that's the person choosing that they want to be the same as others. That doesn't mean that they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I'm going with that? See, you got lambs and lions.
Mm-hmm.
You got to decipher which one you're going to be, especially in a moment where you need to think for yourself. The government doesn't want you to do that. That is why you got the LGBTQ coming up. You got this, and they're trying to make a political standpoint.
They want this going.
They want this. Y'all don't understand. Y'all can believe what y'all want to believe in. At the end of the day, I could respect you just as much as if you could respect me. I will show the same respect to you if you show that same respect back. I'm not going to disrespect nobody for what they believe in. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to call out the truth for what it is, because it's what people needs to hear. And I'm not bashing it on you. I'm not bashing it on anybody. If you guys want to take this bashing, that's your personal opinion. Because feelings are a reaction to an old wound.
There you go.
Pay attention. So you reacting to this negatively or in a bad way, you're really denying the truth that we're saying right here in front of you.
And let me tell you folks something. I don't care who you're sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? I really don't care who you're sleeping with.
No.
I mean, you shouldn't care who I sleep with. You shouldn't care who he sleeps with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's your house. That's your domain. Keep your domain in your domain.
Everybody has a right of privacy.
Yeah. I mean, look, I have kids. I've been married before. I'm still dating. I haven't found the right woman yet. I've been with a few of them, and hey, she's coming.
The Lord has a plan for him.
Absolutely.
I was blessed with a lady myself. I'm engaged, and I'm about to be a new dad coming soon.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you. August 10th is the due date, so you know,
All
whatever
right.
the baby is, boy or girl, I'm gonna love it the same.
All right.
I'm gonna love it the same.
And see, when you're talking about that type of community, and you're talking about the church, and you talk about pride, that's the problem. I mean, it's like,
And that's the thing that the LGBTQ has in common with all the other religions: pride.
yes, because
And-
it's like it literally is a religion now.
Thank you. You
It
see where I'm
literally-
going with this?
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I felt like that for years, but it's like, you know, I kind of feel like the way they're doing stuff, it's like, kind of like how the church is. It's like they use the guise of, we're taking you to Jesus, we're taking you to God, and so forth, but they're actually funneling money and kind of working against communities more than they help communities. Because they bring politics into it, they bring all these social issues that really has nothing to do with the church.
And here's the saddest part. You ready? And this is what LGBTQ does. You know, so you know how there's a lot of religious church that will only help themselves, not the other people around them.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to what the LGBTQ are doing, man. The same thing. If you're not homo, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that works? And that's not a good mindset. That's the unhealthy mindset that is inherited from Adam and Eve.
You know what they call us
What?
as men?
What do they call us?
Breeders.
You see what I'm saying? So there, and you got some men that will call us so they walk in sperm cells. It's sad.
And
It's sad when we see. So we're already being degraded enough as a man, but we don't say that. We don't say that. You see what I'm talking about? We go through our own personal battles with what other people says us, and we don't allow that to define us. Look at how we are. We are straight up honest, genuine people.
And I had no idea about like all right, you ever heard the term cis? CIS?
Oh, CIS, sister. Yeah. Or is it an actual
No,
term?
no, it's part of the community.
Oh, it's part of the community?
I had no idea what and let me hit you.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
All right, first let me tell you the story. My gamer profile on like PlayStation and all gamer platforms,
All the platforms
that I've ever played is CIS agent, not CIA agent. It was CIS agent. I actually mistyped the A for the S, but it stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, well, I'll just be computer information security agent. That's what I started calling myself
Right.
or whatever. So later on, it was some game that I was playing, Hero Wars or whatever it was, online or whatever. And one of the gamers was like, you know, cis is part of that LGBTQ community. I was like, in what way? And it was like, meaning that the gender that you were born, that's what you are. So if you were born a man, you're a man, so you're cis. If you were born a woman and you stay a woman, you're cis. And I was like, what in the...
So,
where did they come up
so
with
now
all
they're
these?
coming up with new terms that doesn't even mean anything. They just, like me, I thought the term cis meant is short for sister. You see what I'm talking about? See, but this is what happens when you get people that are trying to force something onto someone, create, you know, add words, add stuff into their own thing to
And I
make it their own
had that
thing, and it's not.
years before this shit came out. Years. I mean, literally decades before this came out.
And people never mentioned about it before until now.
I'm telling you, I'm in my 50s, folks. I had that profile like in the 90s. Okay?
That says a lot. Pay attention.
So,
see what I'm saying?
Here's the other thing. And, you know, I don't really care if y'all get mad, but I want y'all to listen. What makes sense about these pronouns? Is it off of what you feel? Is it off of what you are? What the hell is it? What's the difference between they, he, she, thee, and all this other stuff that you're coming up with? And
I have a good analogy I'm going to add on with that. Sorry.
and that's all right. And I'm not saying this in a hateful way.
No,
But take
no, he's
it-
not.
Take it from a guy like me, an older guy like me. I barely watch television. I hate watching the news.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
So he might mention some movies to me that I never even thought about.
But I'm a movie watcher. I love playing video games and stuff like that. That's me. And I'm gonna get into what he said about there and about the LGBTQ. I'm not saying all, but a lot of them are choosing this way because they're afraid of their feelings about the opposite sex. You see where I'm going, and I'm gonna go with you on this because this is
GED me on this, man.
And this is coming personal for me as well from my oldest brother.
Okay.
And this is, but again, I'm gonna make sure I keep it general about it. That way, it shows him the respect of saying that I'm not only talking about him. I'm talking about a lot of people that are choosing this. So you got men that are attracted to women.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get the advice from their father about, you know, how to approach a woman, you know, being a gentleman,
Yeah.
you know, they get a little too, you know, hyperventilate. They get they're you know, they get scared.
Right.
So they get scared to the point where they're going to be confused. Like, oh my gosh, so if I don't approach this woman, am I gay? Boom! You see where that plot twist is.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm afraid to approach a woman, then I'm not a real man. You see where that's going with. So that is some of the theatrical there. That is some of the story, and I'm not saying all LGBTQ people do it or is the reason, but pretty much there's a lot of some of them that are about the same way, just as much as the opposite sex about the same view. You got a lot of women that are afraid to want a man.
To open up to
because
it. Yeah.
most of them, both sides of the spectrum, men and women, have dealt with they either lived in single parent homes to where they only see one side of things, not the other, or they have both parents, but then they see it fall apart, like me, and then it allows it to define their decisions that they make.
Well, you open up a hell of a point. Let me ask you this, and then I got a video called "Beauty versus Attraction," and
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing. There's some as guys, we've seen some women that are tens, and we recognize the fact that they're very beautiful, whatever.
But it's their attitude.
It, not only just the attitude. I'm gonna take away
It's the character.
take away the
Yeah, take
personality.
away that. Okay.
All right, just looking at this woman, you like, goddamn, she's a 10. But you're not really attracted to her. It's like it's something about her that you're like, that's all right.
See, and I'm gonna get with you on that. I'm gonna get with you on that. I have the same view, and I don't mean the same view as in I demise women. No, I mean by the same view as in I see the women through the character, not just how they look.
After he's done.
See, I got a beautiful black woman at home, so you know what? I really again, like I told you, I'm colorblind. All right, I'm colorblind. I only see character, not the color. So, before her, it was, I met, there's a beautiful woman. No matter what color, skin color they are, they could be on TikTok celebrity type stuff, and unfortunately, TikTok will never be as good as Vine in my books.
Right.
That's my opinion.
There you go.
But I'm gonna say this: for the women that are that are putting their attention on only themselves, even though they're beautiful, they could be 11 out. They could break the scale for the looks. You got celebrity. You got celebrities like that. You got Mariah Carey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring up Mariah Carey. Back then, before her whole thing that she did with a lot of celebrity, she still is today one of the most beautiful women. I'm gonna say that she is one of the most beautiful women.
And it's different for every guy now. Remember that.
It is different for every guy. So I'm not speaking for all guys. I'm only speaking about my behalf and what I can see.
Right.
Even though Mariah Carey's beautiful, she has done a lot of stuff that corrupted her mind, and with that said, it creates a self. It creates that character that you can see or that you can feel her persona right off of the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So see, Jennifer Lopez, take her for instance too.
Yeah.
You know how many divorces she has? I'm just pointing out the truth. So you see, you got these beautiful women that know that they're beautiful, but they don't know how to treat a man. See, growing up, and I'm gonna say this, this is how society is, and this is why there's so much confusion. Women, in not all households, but a lot of households, were only taught on what to expect from a man, not how to treat a man, what to expect from a man, right? And this is what a man, this is what little boy, this is what the dad taught. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, on how to treat a woman, not what to expect from a woman.
There you go.
So you see, you got those opposite spectrums,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they say it's hard to be a man as much as it is hard to be a woman, because a woman is searching for a man that can be that leader, but also the man is trying to find that woman where she could think for herself and be an independent woman, to where y'all both are supposed to be there together, not one weighing down the other, not that. There has to be equilibrium.
And see, and I'm gonna close out the attraction part. This is what I was getting at.
Mm-hmm.
You can have this woman that's a 10, and society would agree with you that that's a 10 beauty-wise. It's like, all right, she's on it. But then you see this woman that's like a 6 or a 7, and it's like, man, that's my girl right there.
It's the character, it's their persona, it's the way how they talk, it's the way how they are, and it's the way how they treat you.
Exactly.
Verbally and intently. What is their intentions? You got to go off by something that you cannot see, taste, touch, or smell. You got to go beyond your 5 senses in order to describe someone, can you, right? There you go. Same way with Jesus. So again, it's the same thing.
And then to flip the dynamic here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now you think about all of this stuff. You're processing like beauty, you processing attraction, you processing lifestyle, you processing spirituality, and all of this. That's a lot of stuff for your mind to process. But you know what? If you want to take the biblical sense of things, I'm not the most, spiritual, religious guy out there. All of you know me, know that. But when I break down some truth, I break down some truth, okay? When you go outside of your scope and you focus on something that you can't control and you obsess with something, you obsess with pride, you obsess with self,
ego,
and you think about it. Self-care to me is ego. Because it's like, yeah, you need to take a mental break for yourself and actually get yourself ready and all that. But when you focus on it, and he just hinted at it with like the TikTok and the Instagram with the women showing all the ass and all this other stuff, you've already taken away like almost half of what the guy's trying to get at. And I'm saying it in a negative sort of way because it has to be said.
It has to be said like that. See, and this is the thing about the truth. No matter if it's negative or positive, it's the truth. That's all we're trying to tell you here. And if you don't want to accept this, then guess what? You're not going to get any results. Or if you do, that other person will agree with us on a lot of our points.
And a lot of guys, not even guys, a lot of girls said they can't keep a guy. But then I look at their Instagram page and all that, and they showing every single thing. That's why you can't keep that guy.
And I'm going to show you something about that. I'm going to explain to you about this. So I'm gonna correlate that with the Cinderella story.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Go for it.
Cinderella story. She lost a slipper. All it takes is that little segment for her to find the right man.
Right.
That's meant for her, right?
Right.
But in society, you guys are being shown, especially with these young girls, and it's very inappropriate. Look at how they're dressing right now, half naked. But basically, they're wearing shorts so you can see their hoo-has. No, listen.
Huh.
And I don't look at women inappropriate, but I'm just letting you know the way how God designed women, it's not meant for that. And women that dress like that are disrespectful to themselves.
Exactly.
And that is where they can't get the right man. Why? Because you're only gonna attract the men that are gonna see that she doesn't respect herself. So you know what? I'm gonna go treat her like the way how she treats herself. Boom. You see how that backfires?
Say it, but they do it.
You see?
Yeah.
So with that said, that Cinderella story, you got a woman that only lost a gloss slipper, not on purpose. Not on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So hello, she didn't go to the dance with one shoe just because, I want to feel good. No. She left because she was in distress. She had to get out of there before he found out the truth about her. But still, she was only afraid because about the fact about she didn't come from a wealthy upbringing. But see, that's what society wants you to think. They want you to get into that LGBTQ and separation, not only through that, but also through our financial status.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that. Even through her financial status, my man still came in and said, here, I'm going to take you.
And I'm going to tell you something. Narcissism is just another form of insecurity. And see...
And that is a sin right there as well.
Both sides have insecurity. Women's insecurity is more like they're looking to be loved. They're looking
for attention.
They look for attention, but they also want to know that that guy loves them and want to take care of them. On the reverse end, with the guy, he wants to know that the woman is going to be loyal, that she respects his skills. And
respect him in his manhood.
Exactly.
Don't. It's not okay to down your man in his manhood. It's not okay to do that. You do that, you're mentally abusing him.
Just as it's not good to sit over there and call out your woman being a whore or a bitch or something like that.
Oh yeah, no.
When she's not.
And this is another thing I'm gonna bring about. If you're in a relationship with someone, you're in that puppy love phase where it's like, oh, I love you so much, oh, this
That's
and that,
all
right?
you can see. Yeah.
Right? That's all you can see. But true love is being tested in the arguments, in the debates that you guys have. See, and this is where it shows the maturity that you have out of respect for the one that you love. You got to pull them to the side and privately talk one-on-one. Not argue.
Mm-hmm.
Arguing is when you're not trying to hear each other out and one is trying to talk over the other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about arguing. I'm talking about having a healthy debate. A debate is when you're both are hearing each other, listening, bringing in both points, bringing in good points, and then making some compromises, making some collaborations with what you guys said, and boom, move on forward and work with each other on that. That is what love is. That is what Jesus did for us.
Exactly.
He worked with us, man. Can you believe that? This man, God is the only figure that came down as a man, came down as the son of man, and literally showed the perfect example. We're not perfect. We're designed to fail. But because we're saved by His grace, it gives us a chance to still try every day. We may lose battles, but we're gonna win. But my goal is to win that war.
Yeah.
And that is what is going on. We got so many people that are losing that war within themselves. It's showing within that LGBTQ. It's showing within even the religious cults.
Exactly. And see, both sides are going against each other when they internally are going against themselves. It's like every battle that they're fighting, it's like they got to make normal situations of the battles to justify their existence.
That's why I say when someone does something bad, especially if it's someone that you know, are you gonna? It's in the Bible that you say it's okay to hate the sin, not the sinner.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that tell you? You don't have to like what they do. That's okay, but make sure you pray for that someone because at least you know that at least you know that that's not what that someone is supposed to be, and you know that someone could be better than what they are. So what you do is you pray for that person, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't see it, you still pray for them.
Exactly.
Why? Because it's better to humble yourself and let go of that self-pride and ego, and be a decent human being for once.
And see, just because you don't get along with somebody doesn't mean you have to stay around that person and be in contact with that person. But that doesn't mean you wish ill will on that person. That doesn't mean that you treat that person like trash. You know.
And this is where he's saying the same thing that I said in the first clip. Just because you lost someone as a friend does not mean you gained them as an enemy.
Exactly. I mean, that's one hell of a way to put it. And see, the thing of it is, a lot of that's going on between both communities. I mean, honestly, you guys are one of the same. One is the head, one is the tail. Y'all doing the exact same thing because both of y'all are using advocacy groups. You're using politics. You're going against each other. You're going against yourselves. But nobody's ever coming up with any solutions. That's the one thing that you know that you're losing battles is when nobody's coming up with solutions. Everybody's coming up with the next problem. Everybody's coming up with the next issue. And it's like, all right, if you're living your life right, then why would you have to justify it? Why would you have to validate everything? Look at all these videos that I put up there. You know what I'm saying? I always give subtle hints about certain things that you're doing. I use some of my stories, some of the stuff that's happened to me. Hell, I'm going to tell you straight up. I contributed to the LGBTQ community. And I'm going to tell you how. No, I didn't sleep with no guy, nothing like that. I slept with a lesbian couple. 3 of them. Because they wanted to have a kid. I was young. Okay. You know, you had a good juicy story last time. Now I got a good juicy story to tell.
There you go.
So it was like this lesbian couple. One worked for an established corporation. She was pretty high up in that organization. She was white. Her girlfriend was Asian, and they were a lesbian couple. Out of California, and this was up in Virginia. And they wanted to have a child. They didn't want to go to a sperm bank. They wanted to know who the guy was, blah, blah, blah. So they came up to me with this proposal about impregnating one of them. And, I'm basically signing the rights of that kid away from them. Mind you, I'm in my 20s. And, here's a revelation. I was married at the time. So I was messing up just as bad as any of you. So when I'm telling you something, I've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? And if I haven't done it, I knew somebody that did. So in that situation, the woman told me that we're having sex for procreation, not for you to just get your rocks off. That's what she told me. And I was like, I'm in my 20s. I was like, I can care less. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I did that. I think I was with them for probably about 10 months until one of them got pregnant. The one that told me the procreation, she got pregnant. So you're done. You finished. I guess because I did that, they talked to one of their other friends in the community and was like, hey, I know this guy that, slept with us until one of us got pregnant. So I had another couple come to me because of them to do it again. And then I did it one more time with another couple. And I don't want to say where this was because it's like, it's still too raw for that situation to come out. But let's just say I had 3 kids out there because of that LGBT and that lust and all of that. I looked at it as just, hey, I'm just getting some sex out of it, instead of looking at the implications like, hold up, you're a father to those kids, regardless of that relationship that couple has. And I'm sure there's some gay guys that slept with a woman or whatever to produce a kid to do the same thing. Because not everybody goes to a sperm bank and not everybody goes and adopt a kid and so forth. Some people do it undercover and so forth. So, hey, to the daughters that potentially may be watching this, hey, I'm sorry. I was stupid. Again, like the last video where I blame men for it, I didn't even think about the implications of it other than I'm just getting off here. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing they thought about, they wanted to raise a kid as wife and wife, whatever they call themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not throwing stones in a glass house here. He's not throwing stones in a glass house. We've been there, done that. You've been there and done that watching this. We all got something that we, effed up and, we have to correct or we have to atone for. But that's what makes us stronger.
And this right here should just show you that even we fallen short. He's done it that way. I've done it through porn. Porn is the biggest thing that is in the society that is so tempted, and everyone's had their battle with it, and I'm again I fought it, and it's a hard fight, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. You can get through that.
Mm-hmm. You can get through all of this.
All through talking with Jesus, man. That's all you got to do. Whether you want to listen to music that has to do with Jesus, whatever, that's up to you. You get to choose however you want to talk to Jesus. That's the beauty about it, ain't it? It's not religion. This is what I'm telling you about. Many people have their religious views on things. Me, I have more of a relationship with Jesus type approach. Why? Because that's what Christianity is supposed to be about, right? It's not a religion. It's a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you got these people that are putting denominations in that is putting a bad image in it, and then there goes that cycle of the sin, and it's just cycling on through the generations that are just still coming up. It's been going on for years, before us, going on for years.
Exactly.
The slavery period, boom, biggest one. We all know that.
Exactly.
It wasn't only the blacks that were enslaved. You got people of all different colors that were enslaved. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is that, at the end of the day, each person has a unique value to them. And if they're not being taught that at a young age to see that, of course they're gonna be confused about it. Of course they're gonna go through but that there's no such thing as a straight line when it comes to the path that God has chose for you. We think it's a straight line. We think it is, strict line, but that's how religion does it.
Uh-huh.
You see how much that has corrupted.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
So with that said, you know, you got this man here that just shared his little bit part of his testimony. That should just show you how much human we are. Because we're not speaking just because we're perfect. I'm far from perfect right there. You can agree with me on that.
Hey,
We're both far from perfect. But see, it's because the unconditional love from Christ that is within us that we still have to make sure that we help each other.
Exactly.
And look at the man that he is today. He learned from his mistakes. You know?
And I'm still learning.
You still learn. We still just because we learned through that mistake doesn't mean there's newer ones to come, because there's always newer challenges, newer conflictions that we have to deal with as not just men, but as a society.
And let me tell y'all this about the kids. Let the kids be kids, and let the kids learn how to be adults. We don't need...
Give them the right tools. Don't give them the stuff that... Don't... All this, you know, the school system and stuff, they're not teaching our kids what needs to be taught anymore. They're only teaching it through one lens. They're not giving it through the whole wide spectrum of, you know, what really happened in the past.
Exactly.
So with that said, we got to make sure that we as mature adults have come to an understanding that, you know, we are all not perfect. We are all sinners. And it's like in the Bible, whoever have not sinned shall cast the first stone. And even if you haven't done anything, the things that we've done, there's always a sin that you have to carry.
Oh, absolutely.
Always. Regardless.
You might have told a lie. You might have stole something.
You might have told a lie. You might have done something simple. But the sin is equal to the amount of sin that everybody else does.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what. That was another good one, folks. Like, subscribe, comment, and definitely tell us, hey, you know, what happened in your situation? How do you feel about what information we just presented to you? You know, and look, we're all imperfect. We all are a work in progress. You're no better or no worse than we are.
Every day we are always under construction.
If you take that and apply that to yourself, then you start losing a little bit of that pride that's going on there, and become a little bit more humble and a little bit more helpful and understanding towards each other. Hey, we just try to build unity here, folks.
And this is where people like us, you know, we take our pride in our humbleness.
Exactly.
So that's the difference. You know, see, we take pride in our humbleness because we know our hearts. We know our true intentions when it comes to treating another person, because we're not doing it for our own self-gain. We're not doing it for that. I don't care about what I get from anything. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Ask any of my family members, ask my dad, ask my lady, ask any of them. I don't ask for anything in return.
Turn pride into honor, and you'll be a much better person for it.
Yep.
So, until next time, you know, we'll see you on the other side.
Yep.